How's your year turning out so far? Is it everything that you had hoped? Is it everything that you expected? Hey, welcome to Friday's Finest via video for March 1st, 2024. I want to share a quick story. I met a real estate agent about a week and a half ago. Her enthusiasm was very contagious. So I started asking her some questions. Found out she's only been in the business about 7 months, and yet she's all fired up. So I pursued it a little further and I said, what has you so fired up about being in real estate? She said, Greg, for the first time in my career, I own my own destiny. I own my own time. And I said, well, would you explain that further? She said, Greg, in the past, I'm limited by how much other people felt I was worth or I could do. She said, in real estate, it's entirely up to me. As hard as I'm willing to work, as much as I'm willing to do, I have got the opportunity to do a lot or do a little, make a lot of money or make very little money. And I said, well, what do you think are some of the keys to being successful in real estate? She said, one thing I can tell you that they do not teach us in licensing school is the number one thing I have to be doing is prospecting. I kind of sat back and said, would you say that again? And she said, what do you mean? I said, you just said the number one thing you have to do is prospecting. And they don't teach you that in licensing school. She said, they don't even bring it up. I said, well, why do you say it's number one? She said, because I've been in sales for many years. She said, the one thing I learned, if I depended on other people to give me leads, either my income was going to be cut or I was going to be limited by how much they gave me. So I learned a long time ago, if I want to be successful, if I want to be on top, I'm going to have to do the prospecting. I said, out of curiosity, how much prospecting are you doing now? And she said, I feel that right now 4 to 5 hours a day is required. I said, seriously, you're doing 4 to 5 hours a day? How many days a week? She said, 5 days a week. Now I'm learning there are some days that are more successful than others. But she said, the bottom line, I've got to be doing 20 to 25 hours a week of prospecting or I'm not going to have anybody to go service in real estate. And I said, well, for how long do you think you'll do that? She says, for as long as it takes. I'm like, seriously? This is a new agent? She just took it from her past experience, wanted to be successful, and that's what she's doing. Now, I don't know if she's going to be a great real estate agent, a good real estate agent, or if she'll drop out of real estate. But I can tell you this, her attitude about, number one, what she's got to do is right on target. So I went on a little bit further and I asked her, I said, well, what do you think of the current market? She said, it's the only market I've ever been in. It's great. And I said, how can you say it's great? Even though you haven't been in real estate before, how can you say it's great? She said, for 2 reasons. Number one, I don't know it any different. This is what we've got. But she said, number two, I have a big advantage. I said, you have a big advantage? She said, yes. I said, what's that? She said, there's a lot of my competition that's been in the business for 3, 4, 5, 6 years. They don't know what it's like to be in a bad market until 2023. And they're dropping like flies. She said, my competition is getting smaller, not bigger. Besides, people think of real estate as being glamorous. She said, let's get on the phone for 4 to 5 hours and tell me how glamorous it is. She says, I realize how important it is. And now people complain about interest rates. Who cares? That's her words. Who cares? She said, interest rates are going to come down eventually. She said, I kind of hope they don't go up much more. But if they do, I just don't know any better. I'm like blown away. What a great attitude. So when I looked at it and I thought about even myself in my business, prospecting, 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 never stop prospecting. My case, I've got a large database, never stop caring for my referral partners for life or my clients for life. Care for them. Those of you who are Ninja, Ninja talks about so much about taking care of your database. So we add that to the prospecting mix. Real estate agents and mortgage loan officers are dropping out of the business like flies. Why? because they're not making a living. Why? Because they're expecting 2020, 2021, 2022 all over again. And it's just not there. And I don't know when it's going to be there or if it's ever going to be back there. So what do we have to do? We got to look at this market as being the greatest market we've ever been in. For someone like me, I'm lying to myself when I say that because I've been in some very good markets in 34 years. But here's the bottom line. If I let my mind tell me what's the greatest market, I will not be successful in 2024. The greatest market is the one I'm in right now. The greatest buyers are the ones I get to serve right now. The greatest referral partners are the real estate agents like you that I have the opportunity to serve right now. If I maintain that approach, if you pick up that approach, God bless all of us. We should have a fabulous 2024. Thank you for watching Friday's Finest via video.